This is Eric Rutan of Cannibal Corpse. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast with Andrew McKay Smith.
G'day everybody and welcome to the show. I bring you a bit of a milestone conversation because it features Sama and Mamdoh from Saudi Arabia's very excellent thrash metal outfit, Dune. Yes, you heard that right. You're about to hear from two fellas from the great nation of Saudi Arabia. I've been looking to do something like this for a long time, it must be said, but haven't really had the type of opportunity that I wanted to bring to you, but here it finally is. Sama and Mamdoh will talk all about their latest release, which is an EP titled Years of Chains. Of course, they'll talk about what's going on in Riyadh, across Saudi Arabia, how they got into metal, and plenty of other topics as well. Now, to whet your appetite for the chat, I've got a tune to share. It's titled Refuge, and of course, it is taken from the EP. Once it's done, you'll hear from the gents. Why don't we get into it? Let's go. understand that you've been a part of the Saudi metal scene since the mid 2000s or thereabouts. So curious as to how a band can form in your part of the world. So can you tell me about can you tell me the story behind how you got started?
Well, actually, it started exactly after I was graduated from the college. I was studying my college in Jordan. And in Jordan, I used to have another band, actually. That band, it contained me and our first guitarist of Dune as well. We were playing there over there. Then after I was graduated, I came here. And I had my cousin as well. My cousin who plays drums. Me and him, we thought, okay, let's play some music. It was, at that time there was not so much of activities here in Saudi Arabia, so we decided to play music together. I was playing guitars, very basic stuff, I would say, and vocalist as well. And my cousin was playing on drums. Then our friend, who was the guitarist of our previous band in Jordan, to the band used to call Symmetrium, he graduated from there and he came to work over here. He joined us, and at that time we didn't have a band yet, or we did not have Dune yet. We were just now 3 guys playing music together. Then we were introduced to Mamdoh. We were looking for a bassist. We knew a few friends before him. Then we got to know him and he joined us. At that time, we felt like we are like a full board now. Okay, now we should have a band. And we thought about different names and we named it Dune. You know, the name Dune, actually, it's like a dune from the desert, as you know. It's like sand dunes. And also here in Saudi Arabia, if you would like to talk about someone who is not civilized, and I would say he just came from the desert. He's not a civilized person. Usually we call him like Dune. You are a Dune because you just came from the desert, so you are the Dune. So it's a slang word.
That's kind of, the Saudi slang, the Saudi slang words and all of that. Yeah.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, it's just a funny way of insulting someone in a funny way. So we thought about, okay, let's take that name and it will be relevant to where we live, and also sounds funny. Then we liked it, and it worked for us. That was, I believe, 2004, where we started forming Dune Band.
Okay, so it's 20 years old. The band has been going for 2 decades. There you go.
Yes.
And in a country that the rest of the world, it isn't so synonymous with heavy metal, but what's the scene like in Saudi Arabia? Are there a lot of musicians for you to now, say, collaborate with? So just say your bassist quits or your guitarist quits or what have you. Are there other musicians out there where you're going to find it easy to bring them in?
Okay, regarding the scene, actually, since those days, since we're talking about the mid 2000, surprisingly, and maybe it would be surprising, to other people that we had a huge scene and a very active scene actually of music and metal here in Saudi. But it's all, you can say that it was underground, just an underground scene. And since that time, we were just, a group of friends, all of the bands, we know each other. We used to just hang out. We go to each other's houses and, just hang out and play music and all of that. Now, coming to the point of that Dune existed since 20 years now. To be honest, it wasn't, 20 years continuous because, we started and we reached to a peak. Then after that, the band went on hiatus for some time. I would say maybe around 8 or 9 years, maybe. Then after that, we came back. We have revived the band around 2021 or 2022, actually.
Mhm.
We have revived the band from that time. There was reasons behind that also. Maybe you guys hear about all of the changes that is happening in the country with Vision 2030 and all of, the cultural movement that is happening here in the country, and, the support to music and all of that. So, we were thinking that, since music, you can play music anywhere now and there's the support for it and all of that, why not? We need to come back as a band. And at that time, I have spoken with Samar, that we talked about it, that, should we come back? Should we come back as a different band, start a new band, or should we come back as Dune with our name before and all of that? And we decided to come back, as the same band, because our name was known, you can say, in that time, and in the metal scene here and all of that, and we came back.
There you go.
Now, after we came back, we had some new members. So myself and Samar, of course, we were there since the beginning. Our guitarist, unfortunately, he moved to a different city. So we had to look for a new guitarist. So we have got Abdurrahman Ghazali, who's our current guitarist, a crazy, badass psycho guitarist, and also the drummer, which is Samar's cousin. He moved to the States, actually. So we looked for another drummer. There was a drummer called Mustafa Karazon. I have worked with them in a different band, in a previous band that I played with, and I talked to them, and he joined us, and we formed Dune again when we came back.
There you go. Yeah. It's a really good point you raise about there being something akin to, I wouldn't call it a cultural revolution, but there being more opportunities, I think, through the more progressive outlook of Mohammed bin Salman, if I'm correct in saying that, and the General Entertainment Authority, the emergence of that in 2016.
Yep.
So that's given you the opportunity, has it? That's been the compelling event for you guys to be able to reform, if you like, when you're sort of moving along, but 2016 or thereabouts, this authority comes into being. And is it through grants, or do you just feel more enthusiastic because you feel like as though the authorities support this sort of music?
Actually, there is a huge support. There's a huge support, and I'm not going to say that there is a certain genre of music that is supported, by the General Authority of Entertainment. They are supporting all kinds of music, and especially, to young guys. Anyone who's interested, they provide you support. Venues. To be honest, there was no venues at all at that time that we were talking about. Literally, we would we have done around 3 gigs at that time in the beginning of mid 2000s, and it's all funny that we as bands, we rented a ranch, and we just got together. Everybody just invited their friends. We were hanging out, and we just did a live show. Three bands, when we have done it 3 times here in Riyadh. Now there is venues, there is real stage, there is sound engineers. It might sound that people take this for granted, but for us, for the past 5 or 6 years, all of these opportunities, as you mentioned, have when it came back, or when it was provided, we thought we need to come back. So, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Samba, what are your thoughts?
Well, actually, we are happy where we are right now when it comes to, in the way of people accepting this music. It was difficult at the beginning. Not so many people, they were accepting this type of music. And they were like, I would say, like weird perception when it comes to, Satanism and so on.
Yeah.
I remember also in different countries, they used to think that it's related to, say, Satanism and evil spirits and that thing. No, it's different. Now they're looking at it as music. Some people still don't accept it, but still recognize it now as a type of art, that it's an ugly art, but it's an art. It's nothing else. We have people now accepting this music. We have venues. You can do official gigs, license gigs. You can have tickets. As Mamdoh said previously, we used to rent like a ranch, and only I would say it was like a private gig. If you know someone, bring them. If you know someone, bring them. But we were not be able to, to publish or announce in public about it. Now
And
it's different.
we were not charging even. There was no charging.
Yeah.
There was no tickets. Nothing. We were bearing all of these costs as bands. It was just for the love of music that we want to play. We want to play live. We want to play this kind of music just for fun. Plus,
Yes,
plus I
now
would
it's
say
different.
we were kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I hear. So, what about you recently released Refuge, which is the single from the debut EP? I understand, Years of Chains. Okay, so for you both, did it feel like was it a relief to finally have it out there and for people, the rest of the world, to finally hear what Saudi heavy metal sounds like, your version of it, or did it feel like an accomplishment?
Well, it's I would say it's more than a dream come true. I would say, for example, one of the tracks called Refuge, we have tried to record it so many times, even before the current technology and the home studios and so on. We used to try to record it at home, but still at that time the concept of home studio wasn't there. We used to have like microphones. Even I would say like shitty microphones. We didn't know what type of microphones that we should use for recording. What type of microphones we used to record. We were just put the amp and the microphone in front of it, and we were expecting that it will sound good. And of course, it didn't.
Talk about lack of experience. Exactly.
Yes.
Talk about lack of experience, and just we're trying to do something, but we didn't have the resources. We didn't know what to do. We were just trying things. This didn't work out. Try something else. I remember Samir, when we were trying to record his vocals, we got a huge box. And we were putting the mic and closing the AC and putting Samir inside the box when he sings, thinking that for the sound to have a better sound. And he used to get really hot and sweaty and get angry and curse the shit out of all of us. And he leaves. And still, we had a very bad bad quality of production at that time. We have tried again. I would say, and we tried multiple times. It was all failed until the last time when we recorded. Now, I would say it was a mix of both parts that you mentioned. It was a huge accomplishment, the feeling of accomplishment that finally we have recorded it the way that we wanted the world to hear it, and also it was such a relief. We've been years and years trying to record our music, but we didn't have the resources, and we didn't have the correct chance to do it.
Well, now here you are. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, imagine like there is a song, for example, Refuge. That track was written in 2005, and we only had the chance to listen to it from a professional and for professional recording and well mixed and mastered in 2023. So how many years? 18 years. We've been longing to hear the track. It's not, we don't want to play it. We just want to hear it without us playing it. So it took us 18 years just to listen to it in the car.
Yeah, magnificent. Yeah, well, that's congratulations, guys, on sticking with it for that long, and it's clearly crossing over, and you're clearly gaining an audience. Look at you talking to me here on the Gold Coast in Australia, but that's the question then for you. What's the reaction been like internationally to the music?
Mamdoh, you have been talking to people more than me about it.
Yeah, I would say we're having good reactions. I would say we're having good reactions until now. And the interesting part, and the part that we like also, that it's not, we would be categorized as a thrash band, but we are not your normal, standard thrash band.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a mix of, other styles, other genres, which comes, from the background that each member of the band, we come from different backgrounds of metal genres. So that had a huge effect. And I would say, being from where we are, it had also a flavor, in the music creation, and the scales that we use, some of the Arabian Oriental scales in the playing itself. So, but I would say we're having a very positive reactions until now. Yeah.
Has there been opportunities for touring abroad?
For touring, we're planning we're planning actually to tour, but at the moment, we're planning to tour in the GCC countries for now. So we're planning to do a gig very soon here in Riyadh, then within Saudi, a tour within Saudi. Then we will go across to GCC countries. We're talking about Qatar, UAE. Bahrain, then we might go to Egypt, we might go to Jordan. So that is the plan until now, and the pipeline that we are working on.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like you're at, I wouldn't say necessarily, okay, do you feel like you're at the forefront of something resembling a renaissance of Arabian heavy metal?
Well, I wouldn't say it like that. We have it as, I would say, a flavor added to it, like some type of influence, but it's not like 100%. When you listen to it, you wouldn't say that they're playing Arabic music, but it's a heavy metal. No, but you will figure out from the scales that there is a flavor embedded into it. It's not like 100%. There was a band, I forgot what the name of it. That it was 100%. It was in Arabic. You can listen to it. You would understand that these are taking even the instruments. No, we are not like that, and we are not aiming to be like that. Actually, we would like just to enter some flavor to let the people know where we are coming from. That's it.
Okay, gotcha. So it's less about culturally identifying with where you're from. It's more about just being from Saudi Arabia and playing killer heavy metal.
Yes, that's correct.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. What about now with gaining some international recognition as what you're getting now? Okay, so the challenge for you essentially is you've finally got this out there. Years of Change, a killer EP. So have you started to think about what comes next?
Yeah, we already started writing new materials. We already have 2-3 tracks, 2.5 tracks. Still, it's not ready yet, but 2 of them are almost sealed, and the third one is still in the middle. We still did not decide if we are going to release them as singles or like a next EP or maybe an album. Still, we don't have a clear idea yet. But mainly, what we are doing now is doing what we like, and what we are here for is writing music. Then we will see how we are going to, let the people or let the world know about it. Is it an EP or a single or an album? For us now, it doesn't matter as long as we're writing music and we are playing music.
Exactly. Enjoying the process.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to stop anytime soon, right? You're just going to keep on going from here.
Yes, yes. Then we will see how it goes. Is it going to be, as I mentioned, singles or EPs or album? Let's see.
Have you had any memorable, really outstanding and memorable shows or encounters with fans in Saudi Arabia? Things that really stand out in terms of say some people might not have heard heavy metal in the way you're playing it, but you've converted them to becoming heavy metal fans?
No, not really, because usually when there is a gig and people are buying a ticket, they wouldn't buy the ticket if they didn't know what is this music about. Uh, I wouldn't say like converting, but maybe people who are interested in metal but not into thrash, but they said, okay, the thrash sounds good, especially the new generation, because they opened their eyes where thrash wasn't there, was already gone, I would say, and maybe they opened eyes where new metal is there or whatever is there, like gent music or whatever. Then they started to listen to thrash. Now it makes sense for them. But I wouldn't say that people they didn't know metal, then they come to the gig and see us and they say, oh, I believe they would be scared, or they would be, they would just leave. They would think that they got scammed on buying the tickets.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah. But
the most memorable moment, actually, I would say, is our first gig after we came back.
Yes.
Yes, it was the first gig, the official gig, was in 2021 or 22. Mamdoh, please help me out.
22,
maybe,
I guess. Yeah,
maybe 22. Yes. I would say at that time we were still having a feeling. Is it going to be the same like we used to do it in the ranch?
Are we still relevant? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And in the ranch, we used to have, at the maximum, I would say like 30, 35 people, watching us. Then we came to the stage. At that time, it was like 150. And it was like, wow, it's not the same. And this is official this time. We better, we have to play right this time. It's not like before. It's the first, I would say, paid show as well. We used to rent the place and ask people to come, whether you like it or you didn't like it. You didn't pay anything. Okay, if you want to stay, you can stay. If you want to go, you can go. That's the previous one. But this one, people came and paid. So we better work it out perfectly. So the feeling was different, I would say, about. It's the first time to be in an official gig. It's the first time people came and paid to come to watch us, even from other cities. It was a different feeling, That was a very memorable moment for me. I believe Mamdoh as well.
Yeah, exactly. And the fans, or I would say the crowd, was insane. Literally, they were crazy. We were shocked actually when we saw the videos, because when you are on the stage playing, it was different when we started seeing the videos, and seeing the videos from the cameras all the way up, so you can see the crowd. We can see ourselves on the stage, but we see in the crowd and all of the mosh pits happening, and I was like, oh, holy shit! All of this was happening in front of us. It was amazing. It was really, really an amazing feeling. And that gave us actually a push to continue. Let's do this.
Gotcha. So what I'm hearing though is that there's people. It's easy to get a hold of heavy metal, black metal, death metal, all of the extreme genres that no doubt we all know and love in Saudi Arabia. So do you face any issues of censorship?
Actually, no. As a styles, genres, I wouldn't say that. We're not having that problem at all.
Rightio. So it's easy for you to grab a hold of, say, a Burzum or a Mayhem CD or stream it through Spotify?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so that's fantastic to hear. Okay, so maybe that's one of the reasons why there's, I can only go by my perception, which is that Saudi Arabia is a very conservative country. And so people don't necessarily have, historically speaking, until Mohammed bin Salman opened things up a little bit more, there wasn't the opportunity, if you like, to grab a hold of the CDs. But it sounds like over the past decade or so, it's probably no different to Australia.
Exactly, because there is, as you mentioned, there is some wrong information and propaganda and all of these things that happens usually. I remember actually with Sam, in the beginning when we first became friends, in the beginning of 2000. I always say when we were kids at that time, going even to music shops, but we were grabbing, we used to go and check, bands that we like and listen to bands that we like. Okay, should we try this band? Should we buy this? Should we buy that? I wouldn't say that you would find everything, all of the bands that you like, but I would say no, you can find metal music easily. And we used to explore new bands. We try new bands and buy CDs and we go in the car, listen to it together and all of that. So yeah, the usual experience with everyone,
Yeah. So what was the catalyst for you getting into heavy metal? What was the band that, when I was a kid, it was Metallica. Metallica's Master of Puppets, for example, was the big one when I was very young. What was it for you?
Metallica as well.
There you go.
But for me.
Same here, by the way. I was about to tell you, aren't we all? Metallica.
There you go. It doesn't matter where you live and where you're from, does it? It's Metallica and Iron Maiden and the greats, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Metallica is the ABC of metal.
I think so. Yeah. I must admit, I'm not a fan of what they've been doing for decades now, but those two albums, Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets, undeniable.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Undeniable. Yeah. So, who are your favorite metal bands?
For me, I would say the old Metallica, like what you mentioned. Well, for me, I would reach to And Justice for All and the Black Album. Then I will stop there. After that, no. Then I would say Slayer, Testament, Creator. And I like also non-thrash bands. For example, I'm not sure if you are familiar with Sabotage.
Oh, of course. Yeah, Chris Oliver. Yeah.
Exactly, Chris Oliver and John Oliver as well. And also John Oliver's Pain, the new project of John.
Yeah.
I like it as well. Basically, this style, what I like. Of course, I cannot deny, Judas Priest and the old guys.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. What about you, Mamdoh? Which bands are you vibing on these days?
Well, for me, actually, this is the part that I'm different than Samer. I come from a different background, Actually, my background was more with the new metal. Okay, I started with Metallica, but I started late with Metallica. At that time, one of my best friends, his older brother, he was a metalhead. And he was a guitarist. So, we look at him as our idol at that time. So he was actually listening to Metallica and he introduced us to The Unforgiven. So, when I heard it, I was like, this is amazing. What is this band? Then, I started exploring from the Black Album. I started listening and all of that. I remember at my time, the first album that came for Metallica, I think it was Reload. That was, the album that was released in my time when I was listening to music. So Load and Reload, they have a special place in my heart, even though it's a totally different style of Metallica. But I would say my favorite bands, Korn, and they are actually one of my biggest influences, even in the style of music. Actually, I play bass because of Korn. Because of the sound, the sound of bass that they have and the tone that they have. I'm a huge fan of Nine Inch Nails also.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And Testament, Slayer, Godsmack. I would say these are my favorite 5 bands. I was introduced heavily to thrash from the guys, in Dune when I joined. They introduced me to Slayer, Testament, Creator, all of these bands. And actually, I try to push them, also with the style of music that I listen to. So that's why, in our music, it was influenced by different styles of in different genres of metal.
I hear. Yeah. What about the more extreme styles then, such as death and black metal? Did that feature at all in your listening habits when you were coming through?
No, not for me actually. I listened to some of it. For example, I like Arch Enemy, although it's considered like melodic death, but it's not. No, for me, I don't categorize it as death or death metal. I like Arch Enemy. I listen to Dimo Borgir a little bit, but I did not dig deeper in black metal or death metal.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm good friends with Jamie. He's a good mate of mine. He used to be in Dimo Borgir, the Australian guy in the band. So we talk quite regularly. There you go. Yeah. No, that's great, guys. Now, is there any aspect of the band or playing music in Saudi Arabia, questions around that I haven't asked that you'd like to talk about?
Not really. I believe you've covered it all. When it comes about playing music over here, I believe yes, you covered it all.
Well, hopefully we'll see you in Australia. I'd love to the opportunity, some enterprising promoter to reach out to you guys and to bring you guys out here. So I think your music deserves to be heard on a much broader scale, and you're doing something that's very important. You're representing your region, but you're playing killer music too. The most important thing here is that it's great music. You just happen to come from Saudi Arabia. But as you know, as I say, I've done 850 interviews or so. You're the first band from Saudi Arabia that I've spoken to. So, and that highlights why it's very important, because heavy metal, as you no doubt are aware, look at us, it's an international thing. It's a brotherhood. Okay, that's
True,
what heavy
exactly.
metal is all about. It's a brotherhood.
That's true. Yes,
100%.
Yes, you just reminded me of one of Slayer fans, and one of their DVDs. He was talking, when you see someone who listens to Slayer, you feel just like, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You're right.
Funny thing is, adding to this story that, again, in those days, at the beginning, at the mid 2000s, we really used to look for metalheads. I remember us and the guys, once we see someone with a metal T-shirt, or have Metallica sticker on his car or something, we used to chase them. We just chase them, and we just go beside them and just look at them like this, and he would give us the horn and we just park and we just click and become friends. So it's a nice thing, to be honest. Yeah, as you mentioned, music is bringing people together, and it's like a brotherhood. I've been in the UK before. I think that is before Dune, before joining a band and all of that. I think in the 2003, it was amazing, man. Even, you are a metalhead, you're one of us. Everyone, they will treat you and you're part of the group. Just come in. So it's amazing. But as they say, music brings people together.
100%. What a great way to end the conversation then, gents. What a fantastic opportunity this has been. I look forward to our next chat, I'll tell you that. So next time you've got a release, let's reconnect and let's talk all about that. Thanks very much again for the opportunity. I'll release this very soon, and I'll hit up John and I'll send it to you guys on socials as well. But yeah, congratulations on what you've accomplished, and look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having us. It was an honor for us to have this interview with you.
Sama and Mamdoh from the very excellent Dune, ladies and gentlemen.
What a great bunch of fellas. I really enjoyed that chat, and I do hope to bring you another one in the future featuring the duo as they talk about an album or another EP or some release or even a tour. Let's see what happens there. And on that note, I will be reaching out to more bands that hail from the Arab states because I think it's very important to promote that we're all part of this great global, and I know I said brotherhood, it's a brotherhood and a sisterhood. We're all in this together in appreciating heavy and extreme metal. There are more conversations over at scarsandguitars.com if you are curious. Tons, as a matter of fact. Think of Megadeth, Testament, Death, Cradle of Filth, Emperor, Immortal, so many of our favourites. They're all there. All right, that's it for now. My name is Andrew Mackay Smith, and I'm the host of the show Scars and Guitars. Until the next one, it's a very goodbye for now.